Hello everyone, welcome to another week of the Australian Weekly Real Estate Highlight. We have been through a lockdown and now the lockdown has extended for another 4 weeks, so that means everyone has to stay home for 4 more weeks. We just had another big protest happening in Sydney CBD. A lot of people get fined. Let's see what happens with the homeowners. In real estate channels, we're gonna see how this effect gonna take places in terms of Sydney prices. So after the big protest, has the price been going down? Has the auction clearance been dropped? Or has the prices been dropped? Which is what a lot of people are interested in. Before we start, please make sure to subscribe to our channel. And then after lockdown, please come to visit us at 418 Victoria Avenue in Chatswood Plus Agency flagship store for your property needs. Alright, let's get things started. First news is about Sydney auctions. So people worry about, okay, what's gonna happen during this particular time? Lockdown is happening and then people are pulling the properties off market. Is the price gonna go down? Unfortunately or fortunately, the storms shortage sends competition soaring for homes during COVID-19 lockdown. Not only the prices hasn't gone down, the prices actually has gone up again. The lockdown is like a fuel to boom time, at many auctions. On average, the homeowners are making a lot more money than what they could have made without the lockdowns. A couple of examples, Ruben up North Shore has seen we're seeing huge results. Buyers are being forced to compete hard in the limited amount of stock there. Because of lockdown happening, a lot of owners has pulled the sale off the market, and now as a result, there are a lot less properties that's on the market, which means people have to pay really good attention for whatever that's available, and then pay a really premium for the stock they're actually wanting to buy. So on average, there are like 20 bidders for some of the listings on the market, which is absolutely insane. Because in general, if there are 4 to 6 people that's actually interested in bidding, that means it's a good market already. Where now 20, you got 30 people looking at one particular property. 17 bidder for a property in Pymble, and the price is about $390,000 above the price guide, which is 2.58 million. Some of the houses have been sold, which is absolutely absurd. Old places where just not enough people that actually selling their properties, and there are more than enough people wanting to buy properties in the middle of the COVID. Alright, Prestige Freshwater Home sells for more than $10 million in hush-hush deal. Freshwater, which in general is not a 2-digit $1 million place. Everything should be $1 million, whether it's 3, 4, 5 million. But this year, this is the second time we actually seen something sells over $10 million in Freshwater. So this 48 Ocean View Road is a cul-de-sac property. People are paying big premium for this, and not only they're paying big premium, the property is going out the door really quickly. The current suburb record is also on Ocean View Road, which is 52, that's next door, sold for $14 million to the founder of I-45 Gym. That was back in 2018, and people say, this is way off the top or whatever the price is that can be paid in the area. And now this year we see $10 million again on the same road in Freshwater. So looks like all these areas with good ocean views or harbor views and with easy access and a lot of outdoor spaces are what people are looking for in this particular time. In terms of the finishes and everything, it's not everybody thing. There's a lot of wood involved, but the interior is nice and clean. There's a lot of exposed concrete, which probably not everybody's taste, but it does have that industry feeling to it, which I think is what attracts the buyer in the end to pay over $10 million for the house in Freshwater. Newport Waterfront. So Waterfront has been really popular recently for a lot of properties, that's being sold on the market. So this is another waterfront sale, massive prices after just 20 days on the market. Newport is not a very close area. It's actually very regional, at least for a lot of people's consideration, it is regional. This is a wedding present from a much loved daughter. Obviously, the prices looks like it's going to be an even better present compared to the house. The sale price is close to $9 million for Newport, which is absolutely insane prices, even though the property itself is very well built and very beautiful indeed. All right, South Turramurra, a homeowner sells property for $620,000 more than what they paid last year, with minimum amount of renovation involved. So this particular home has sold at the auction for $2.45 million, which is a very big price for South Turramurra for a property that doesn't have any view. However, what's even more amazing is that the same buyer only bought this particular property roughly about 11 months ago. So they haven't even held it for a year. And the house has already grown 34% in the time they move in, they only spend a very minimal amount of money on renovation, which means some new carpet, new paint, and slightly upgrade the kitchen, which cost them in total only about $50,000, and then they get back $628,000 in return in just less than a year, which is absolutely amazing. The price guide was only $2.1 million, but like all the auctions that we have in the market, it's $2.45 million at the moment when it was actually sold. Next one, Anthony has sells Markville investment property for $2.35 million ahead of auction. So we talk about Innervest, and then we talk about Innervest, and then we talk about Innervest. Looks like Innervest are booming at the moment. Not only the properties are selling at crazy prices, consider what the price point was for those areas, which is definitely not 2.3 million. And now it is, and not only that, the auction for the 3-bedroom house in Sydney East has doubled what he paid 9 years ago. The price point was only about 2.35 million, where now it's actually more. So this is something that they get out of during a breakup. Even though the love is hurt, but the pocket is full. Next one. Lux Listings. This is a show that I've been following up recently. It's a reality show about Sydney real estate agents. Simon Cohen, which is one of the buyer agent that was ever featured in a reality show regarding auctions and property real estate. This is a very refreshing feel to see what it is to be on the other side of the actual buyer agent, and then what the buyers think about when they buy properties. But not only the show brought Simon some fame, it looks like he's been doing his business really well lately as well. So now he bought a $5.5 million Postpoint Bachelor Pad, which has a fantastic view over the city of the bridge and the harbor, all the icons. The building itself is also called Icon as well, and then had a huge outdoor space, really nice terraces. It's a place to party. And looks like this buyer agent, because of the booming of the market, where before buyer agent was really just a niche, now become a really major job. I wish Simon the best for his business. Thanks for his help to booming the apartment market in Sydney to another level. Next one, also apartment market, but this apartment is very different. It's not just the apartment, it's actually just a warehouse conversion. And this warehouse conversion with just 1 bedroom has sold for $3.2 million. A 1 bedroom in Surrey Hills with no views, warehouse conversion. This is absolutely crazy. As you can see, that's a living room, and then that's the kitchen, very industry feel, and this is only 1 bedroom. This property has been on and off the market for quite some time. The buyer first listed the property back in 2013 and hoped for $2 million, and 4 years later in 2017 they tried again with even more ambitious hope for $3 million. And last November it was listed again, and the guide was $2.8 million, and then now finally it's been sold for $3.2 million, and that itself indicates how hot the Sydney market is and how crazy that people are paying, for whatever they want to pay for these properties. Last is going back to the property boom in lockdown. Chances for COVID area bargain unfortunately didn't happen as the seller sit on the fence. So what's going to happen in this market, or what's the future of it? What we're going to see? Even though this protest, even though the economy looks like it's now doing really well, but because of inflation and many other factors, the property has become one of the safest tools for people to secure their money, their asset. So these properties are still being sold at very crazy prices in a very short amount of time. It looks like the market is not slowing down at all. A lot of people were trying to go out and hunt for bargain during the lockdown period, and then that didn't happen. The bargain didn't happen, the prices keep going up. It is set breaking for the buyers who want to try to get a bargain during the COVID lockdown to travel around and try to get a property for themselves. But looks like this is where things is going. A lot of these auction has been over reserve prices. There has been 200 property withdrawn from the auction, and volume of the listing has dropped by 20%, which is exactly the same, consistent with the article we just talked about earlier. But people are paying good prices for these units, and then it looks like these are going to be continuing going. All right, thank you very much for tuning in for this week's Australian Weekly Real Estate News. I'll see you next week. This is Peter. Thank you.